How do sales funnels actually compare to other ways of selling online, and do they really double or even triple your sales and profits? Well, today we'll be looking at the numbers and figuring out if this is actually true, and if so, why. I'm Danny from Business Lit, and I help businesses increase their sales a smart way so that they can reach their goals and the dream life and have the impact that the world needs from them. In the last videos, we looked at the comparison websites and funnels, and we saw how funnels help lead and guide the customers down the path and present the right thing at the right time, does not confuse them, and we saw the pros and cons there. Today, I want to go deeper into the numbers and seeing how these numbers actually convert and how we actually gain more profits. And I'll be using the example of selling a product, but if you are a service-based business or B2B, stick on, because there will be lessons in here that will also help for you, because pretty much every company that needs leads or sales will profit from this. That's pretty much any company. So we'll start with a product-based example, and this could be selling a course, selling a book, supplements, apps, some physical product, whatever. So let's start out with this following example. And I will be using this example from one of the OGs, from Russell Brunson, because he's one of the first that figured all this out, and this story explains and tells very well how the numbers work and how to increase profits this way. So let's say we have a product and we are selling this product for $37. Okay, so we have a $37 ticket on here, and this is what we'll be selling for. Now, there's different ways, of course, to create traffic and different ways to get attention over here. But back in the days when there was no Facebook and no real organic way to growing things, of course, maybe blogs and so on, but they often used Google Ads. And for Google Ads, you had an ad running over here, and then you bumped the ad over here, and you were paying maybe like, I don't know, $5 or so, or let's say $10 a day, and having maybe about one sale a day. Those were like the metrics that Russell Brunson explains. And then this leaves you with a profit of about $27. So all good here. But what happened is that eventually Google upped the price pretty much overnight, and instead of paying $10, you are paying $50. So from going from a scenario that you'd be loving to do every day, any day, increasing profits, maybe taking the profits and reinvesting and kind of growing proportionally, now all of a sudden you have a pretty bad deal with paying $50, getting $37 an average. And this means you would actually be losing $13 a day. And this is definitely not a scenario you want to stay in a business that will pretty much die really quick that way. And this is when he got really frustrated, like, okay, this is not working. I can pretty much stop selling this product. But then a friend called up that had the same scenario but figured out the solution, and he called up and he was like, hey, I got this cool idea after looking at how other companies are doing this. And actually I looked at McDonald's, and you know what McDonald's does? They actually are getting a customer paying $1.91 and selling a burger for $2.09. And we're like, okay, good. Well, they're making a profit of 18 cents. That's not going to make them rich, and that's not even cost included. So 18 cents, this is a scenario that kind of looks like this one over here, or not much better. But then he says, well, what's the question that they always ask after you buy a burger? They're like, well, they always ask if I want fries and Coke. Exactly. So they go on and add on and say, okay, do you want this extra offer? And this is where they actually now really get into profits, where they are selling the fries and the Coke back then for $1.77. It's a lot much more now. But and then they increase their profits to $1.32, pretty much 8xing, getting 800% higher profits than with the original hamburger offer. And that's when he was thinking about ways to do this, and he ended up seeing how he can now add another offer after people buy this and said yes to this offer. He's like, okay, I have this one-time offer. This is an offer you did not see before, and you also will not see later. So you're creating urgency. You're like, okay, you can have it now, take it or leave it. It's this great offer, and you will have this extra product for $197. Of course, not everybody's going to be buying this. And as an example, he saw about 1/3 of the people buy this, which means in average, he had an extra $65 coming in. And this made it possible then, even though he had higher ad costs, to have a profit of $52. So just by adding this one-time offer and about 30% of the people taking it, he was able to make a losing page or product into a winning product again. And there's different ways to structure this, of course, more complex ways and even better ways to do this, but this is a very basic example showing how we can now increase the sales and the average cart value by adding on to this, and therefore not only breaking even again, but even, of course, gaining profits again. Now, there's a lot of different things we will be talking about here. I will go into deeper strategies, possibilities in upcoming videos, but one thing I want to get into today already is the following. Now, of course, not everybody's buying here. We know that. We have about 3% that are actually buying here. And the other 97%, well, they're gone. They're gone forever. And even with a very good offer that converts well, and check out my other videos where I teach you and tell you how you can increase the value here and have a lot better conversions. But even then, we always have a big percentage that will just not take us on the offer. We see that always 3 to 5, maybe 10% will take us on the offer, but the rest will say no and leave the page. But what if we actually can capture these in a different type of way? And this is where a very unique and very smart tactic comes in here, where we do not bring the people or send the people directly to our paid offer, but we actually have something of value that they get for free at first. So we take maybe a piece that we have in this offer, but we put it in here and we say, hey, this very cool piece, this product, cheat sheet, whatever you got, something of value, a valuable resource that gets them quicker to the next step. They will give you their email for this, and they will, then after giving you your email, getting this free offer, they will then see your paid offer, and then, as I said, some of them will buy this right away. But what happens after is that we can actually have an automation going with software. All this is possible, very easy nowadays, and we can send these people emails day by day and presenting this offer from different angles in a way that probably would have not been possible here. So we see, and people say that we need about 5, or some people say 8 different touch point contacts till somebody says yes. Some only need 1 because they're just desperate right now, but a lot of people just need more convincing, more touch points to see the value, to gain trust. And with these emails, that is exactly what we're doing. And with these emails, we see that we can usually double, triple, sometimes even 10x our sales by using this email sequence, and then telling them about the offer, and then them buying eventually. And even if they do not buy here and now, in another video I talked about how important it is to have a list, and to have the list to present this and other offers that are coming in the future, because that is that we can always present new offers for free without paying for them again. So here you have the bigger picture and just a few numbers on how funnels and using these systems can work to gain profits at first or eventually in the follow-up, and how it really breaks down in a positive way and how it can increase sales. And this works for any industry. This works pretty much for any type of product or service, B2P, whatever. You will figure out a way how to do this. And so action step number 1 is figure out what is a resource that you can give away for free. What is a resource that is of value that you can attract new leads and get them on your list. And number 2, find a good offer that you can then present, structure it in a very valuable way, and structure a very good get to know you offer. As I said, watch my other offer training videos where you learn also how to do that, structure that in the right way. And action step number 3, well, share this video with 2 other people that need leads and sales. Until next time, get your business lit. Take care.